Good morning, everyone. Here I'm going to discuss the legal basis of the Philippine educational system. This is a continuation report. I'm Crispy M. Lelang. Here we have maintenance of quality education. It has three factors: voluntary accreditation, section 29, teachers and administrators, obligations and qualification, section 176 and 17, and government financial assistance to private schools, section 41. So what is voluntary accreditation? It says here, the ministry shall encourage programs of voluntary accreditation for institutions which desire to meet standards of quality over and above the minimum required for state recognition. So it's very important that the institution really meet the standards of quality to have a quality education. Next, teachers and administrators' obligations and qualifications says here, school administrators' obligation, every school administrator shall first perform his duties to the school by discharging his responsibilities in accordance with the philosophy, goals, and objective of the school. So, um, philosophy and goals and objective is very important for the structure of the school. And the administrator has an important role on developing and improving of one institution or school. It's his or her responsibility, as we see here. Next, be accountable for the efficient and effective administration and management of the school. So it's very important, no, effective and efficient management of the administrator of the school. Next, development and maintain a healthy school atmosphere conducive to the promotion and preservation of academic freedom and effective teaching and learning, and to harmonious and progressive school personal relationship. So, administrator, we need to develop and maintain a healthy school atmosphere, and to have that, we need to have a relationship between to our students, to our teacher, and to other personnel and staff, to have a harmonious and progressive school. So because it's very important that we preserve the improvement of the school, no, we keep it on high standards, and when as ad administrator, no, we keep that on mind, that development and maintenance is very important on the school development. Next is assume and maintain professional behavior in his work and in dealing with students, teacher, academic non-teaching personnel, and administrative staff, and parents or guardians. So, as I said before, relationship is very important as an administrator to their students, teachers, personnel, staff, and even parents or guardian. Fifth, render adequate reports to teachers, academic non-teaching personnel, and non-academic staff on their actual performance in relation to their respective performance and counsel them on ways improving the same. So as administrators, it's your job to figure out a way on how we can develop our teachers or our staff or personnel on how to make them improve their skills, no, in teaching, to have a quality education. Next, observe due process, fairness, promptness, privacy, constructiveness, and consistency in disciplining his teacher and other personnel. So discipline is also very important. Disciplining. Lastly, maintain adequate records and submit required reports to the Ministry of Education and Culture and Sports. So, we need to have a no, constant records about the development of our school to see how the institutions progress as time pass by, because the higher level of like the Ministry of Education, Culture and Sports, and etc. are the one who will judge or who will rate us if we school as a institution develop and have the quality education, going to rate us on how the development progress. Government financial assistance to private schools. Section 41 says that the government, in recognition of their complementary role in the educational system, may provide aid to the programs of private schools in the form of grants or scholarship or loans from government financial institutions, provided that such programs meet certain defined educational requirements and standards and could contribute to the attainment of national development goals. So not only the public schools are provided with this chance, but also the private school students uh, was provided with a scholarship, no, to have an aid to some students who cannot afford for the tuition, something like that. No, it's very helpful for the students and their development and their learning, because it will lessen their problems, no, financially. Next, I'm going to discuss about other legal bases. So we have 15 legal bases here. First, we have the Act Number 74. This law was enacted on January 21, 1901 by the Philippine Commission and provided a. Establishment of Department of Public Instruction headed by the General Superintendent. Next, the archipelago was divided into school divisions and districts for effective management of school system. Next, English was made as a medium instruction in all levels of schooling. Before, English is very essential on learning of the students, because it's the main topic, is needed, because it can help us internationally, but the language, communication, and etc. Next, optional religious instruction in all schools, section 16. So religious topic was also provided, no. Next is establishment of trade school in Manila. Philippine College of Arts and Trade, PCAT, now known as Technological University of Philippines, a School of Agriculture in Negros, a normal school in Manila. Philippine Normal School, Section 18. Philippine Normal School, however, was renamed Philippine Normal College, PNC, by virtue of Republic Act Number 416 on June 18, 1949, and on December 26, 1991, the PNC was converted to Philippine National University as provided by Republic Act Number 68. Excuse me. Next is Act Number 2706. This was known as the Private School Law, enacted on March 10, 1917 by the Philippine legislature, which made obligatory the recognition and inspection of private schools and colleges by the Secretary of Public Instruction as to maintain a standard and efficiency in all private schools and colleges in the country. So even in private school, there are also an inspection about the progress of said school to have an quality education, no? As we discussed earlier, quality education is very important in education. This law was amended by Commonwealth Act Number 180, passed on November 30, 1936, which provided that the Secretary of Public Instruction was vested with the power to supervise, inspect, and regulate said schools and colleges in order to determine the efficiency and instruction given in the same. Kung yung improvement ba ng school ay nagpatuloy, no? Or bumaba. So, important yun na ini-inspect at i-regulate, no, ng school. Kasi i-inspect at i-supervise yun ng secretary, di ba? Sa bagong law na ginawa. Yung pagdagdag. Ito yung dagdag na law. And our private school come under the supervision and regulation of Secretary of DPI, thus eliminating diploma mills and substandard schools, no? Diploma mills. Commonwealth Act Number 1, amended by RA 9161, says known as the National Defense Act, passed by the Philippine Assembly on December 21, 1935, which provided in Section 81 that preparatory military training shall be given with the youth in elementary grade school at the age of 10 years and shall extend through the remainder of his schooling into college or post-secondary education. Now, elementary don't have preparatory military training. Maybe, parang Boy Scout ata. Yun ata yung naging niya ngayon. Parang na-change ng ganon. Kasi sa high school noon, may CAT kami. Nung nag-college ako, may ROTC naman na provide ng school. So, meron pa rin preparatory military training. Pero hindi na yun yung name. Iba na. Binago na. By virtue of President Decree 1906 issued by the late President Marcos on August 8, 1980, otherwise known as the National Service Law, Commonwealth Act Number 1 was amended and required all citizens to render civic welfare service, law enforcement service, and military service. Kasi nung presidente si Marcos noon, yun talaga yung main focus niya about sa security. No? Security, about law, about military, mga sundalo, ganun. Kaya naka-focus siya sa defense. No? Nakasulat ito National Defense Act. Next is the Commonwealth Act Number 80. This law created the Office of Adult Education on October 26, 1936 so as to eliminate illiteracy and to give vocational and citizenship training to adult citizens of the country. Ngayon, about sa vocational, may test na naman na ino-offer ngayon, no? Na ang iba hindi na nagka-college. Yun lang yung tinitake nila. Yung school na test. Kasi after nun, pwede na sila mag-work no? Pwede na sila mag-work. Or even naman kahit high school graduate lang, kakatrabaho naman. Pero sa testa kasi meron silang nakukuhang credits, no? Mas makakuha sila sa trabaho nila kasi about sa background nila, no? About vocational, like welder, mga ganun, electronic, mga ganun. No, kahit medyo iba, illiterate, sabihin natin illiterate. May mga skills naman na kaya nila matutunan. May mga skills na kung saan sila malakas. Kung hindi man sila marunong sa pagbasa or sa pagsulat, iba naman yung ano nila, iba naman yung alam nila na skills na lamang sila. At ito yung act na give them chance naman, no, to showcase their talents or skills. Kasi mabe-benefit naman sila pag magkatrabaho na. Next is Commonwealth Act number 578, enacted on June 8, 1940, conferred the status of personal in authority upon the teachers, professors, and persons charged with the supervision of public or duly recognized private school, colleges, and universities. This act was provided a penalty of imprisonment ranging from 6 months and 1 day to 6 years, and a fine ranging from 500 to 1,000 pesos upon the personnel found guilty of assault upon those teaching personnel. So, noon may law na kapag sinaktan mo yung teacher mo, makukulong ka, no? Ngayon kasi, sa students naman yung nakafocus, no? Yung hindi basta-basta makakapanakit yung teacher sa students niya. Kasi makukulong, no? Makukulong siya. Before, na-experience ko din yung mga teacher na medyo strict na, sabihin natin ganun. Tas, now, nagbago na dahil sa law na pinatupad about sa child abuse, mga ganun. So, nalalilink yun about sa teacher. Kaya, it's very important sa teacher na, as teachers, na we control our emotions. And di tayo mapanakit, no? Because emotion is really triggering on behavior of one person, no? Simpleng galit mo lang, no? Ganon. Malaki na yung epekto na sa iba. We need to be watchful sa ating mga action. Next, Commonwealth Act number 586, repealed by RA 896. This Non-Education Act of 1948 was approved on August 7, 1940 by the Philippine Assembly. This law provided for the following: reduction of 7-year elementary course to 6-year elementary course. So, noon pala, 6-year elementary course, no? Next, fixing the school entrance age to 7. Yung desirable na age na makakapasok sa elementary, 7 years old. Sa elementary ka na, no? Next is national support of elementary education. National support. Yung mga support na natatanggap ng mga elementary education like books, etc. Ganoon. Nagagamit for the learning of the students, no? Improvement of the learning of the students. Compulsory attendance in primary grades for all children who are enrolled in grade 1. So, attendance is also very, very essential, important in education kasi doon natin na inspect, no? I-inspect natin kung active ba yung students, no? At kung malalaman din natin kung nabibehind na yung students, no? Magagawa natin ng paraan na pag ganon, pag alam natin yung paano ba yung ano na ba nangyayari sa students natin, ganon, araw-araw, kung present ba, kung absent ba, ganon. Kung absent, kukumustahin natin sa kanila, ganon, para malalaman natin, no? Para makagawa tayo ng way to help the students na matuto pa din sila kahit sa anong sitwasyon na they were facing. Introduction of double single session, one class in the morning and another in the afternoon under one teacher to accommodate more children. So, noon, before, problem na talaga yung maraming estudyante, no? So, they find a way to resolve the problem by dividing the class. So, kayo, class A, kayo muna sa morning, tapos kayo naman sa hapon, class B, ganon, to accommodate their needs in learning. Commonwealth Act number 589. This law, approved on August 19, 1940, established a school ritual in all public, private, elementary and secondary schools in the Philippines. The ritual consists of solemn and patriotic ceremonies that include the singing of national anthem and patriotic pledges. National anthem, no, sa atin, Bayang Magilaw, is very important. No, kailangan nating bigang pahalagahan yung atin, no, kapag tutugtog na yung lupang hinirang, everyone was advised na stop, no, stop, tapos face sa flag, sa hawak sa dibdib at kakanta. Diba, ganun naman yung tinuturo natin o na tinuturo or natuto natin nung bata pa tayo, no? Yung tinuturo natin mga teacher natin nung elementary pa tayo, ganun. Dapat pag tutugtog na yung pag mag-flag ceremony, dapat stand still, face sa flag, tapos hawak sa dibdib, no? Kailangan kakanta lupang hinirang. Next is Public Act number 139, repealed by RA 8047, enacted on June 14, 1947, and on the Board of Textbooks. This law provided that all public schools must only use books that are approved by board for a period of 6 years from the date of their adoption. Naalala ko pa nun yung mga libro, no? My mom is a teacher. Talagang nire-remind niya sa akin na yung mga books sa school dapat pinapahalagan. Kasi it's very important na hindi ito mababandalize ng ganun-ganun lang. Kasi nga, diba, as pasasalamat na din sa government na nag-provide nun. Tapos di natin kasi walang bahala lang. Na sabi din dito, the private school may use books of their choice provided the board of textbooks have no objection with those books. Kailangan pa rin na approve yun ng board, no, yung books natin na mababasa ng mga bata. Meron nga, napansin nga ako noon ng mga libro na as tumatanda ako, surpass mga book na iba, no, nababago siya. Tapos ngayon, about doon sa Brigada Eskwela na bagong law ni Sara, na pinapatapon na daw yung mga luma na ng mga libro, diba? Para naman sa akin, gamit naman yung mga bagay na yun para learning of the students, pero makikita na natin yung anong development ang bagong law na yun, kung anong maging epekto yun sa learning ng bata. Anyways, continue na pa tayo sa Republic Act number 896, enacted on June 20, 1953 and known as the Elementary Education Act of 1953. It repealed Commonwealth Act 586 and provided for the following: restoration of grade 7 but never implemented due to the lack of funds. Abolition of the double single session and return to the former practice of only one. So, tinry pa na noon na ibalik yung grade 7. Pero nakulangan ng funds yung government natin. Kaya di na succeed yung plano. Tapos, inabolish din yung double single station. Pero, sa ngayon, parang meron naman na mga school na nag-implement ng ganun. Like sa pandemic na nangyari, no? Class under 1 teacher in primary and 3 teacher to 2 classes or 5 teachers to 3 classes in the intermediate level. So, kailangan ng ganun. Ng mga law, ginawa nilang law na yun para makover yung density o karamihan ng mga estudyante. Para ma-cater natin yung mga needs nila sa learning nila, hindi sila mahihirapan. Compulsory completion of the elementary grades, compulsory enrollment of children in the public. Compulsory talaga na complete yung ma-complete ka sa elementary mo, na-graduate ka ng grade 6, ganun. Kailangan ng lahat ng mga bata makakapasok talaga ng school, no? Kasi it's for their own good naman. Para may matutunan sila, magagamit nila sa paglaki nila. Kailangan talaga 7 years of age. Sabi dito, 7 years of age, nasa elementary na. Republic Act Number 1124, repealed by RA 7722. Approved on June 16, 1954, this law created the Board of National Education, charged with the duty of formulating general education policies and directing the educational interests of the nation. However, this board, which was later renamed National Board of Education, PD number 1, was abolished by virtue of the creation of the Board of Higher Education as stipulated in Batas Pambansa Blag 232. The board's function is now assumed by the Commission of Higher Education or CHED by virtue of Republic Act number 7722. Next is Republic Act number 1265, amended by RA 8491. This law was approved on June 11. This law was approved on June 11, 1955, and provided that a daily flag ceremony shall be compulsory in all educational institutions. This includes the singing of Philippine National Anthem. So, ito yung na-discuss ko din kanina about sa national pagkanta ng national anthem. So, sa law na talaga, no, naka-pin talaga sa law na dapat mga school magkakonduct ng compulsory na magkukonduct ng flag ceremony na magkakanta ng lupang hinirang. Next is Republic Act number 1425. It was approved on June 12, 1956. It prescribed the inclusion in the curricula of the school, both public and private, from elementary school to the universities, the life work of writing of Rizal, especially No Limitang Herian and Filibusterismo. Maalala ko pa noon, ako yung nag-roll ng yung Maria, nabaliw siya. It's kind of funny daw. And sa college naman, yun din, na-discuss din namin yun about sa kay Rizal, yung mga book niya. Di pa rin siya nawawala until now. Next, Republic Act number 4617, known as the Magna Carta for Public School Teachers. This was approved on June 18, 1966 to promote and improve the social and economic status of public schools teachers, their living working conditions, their employment and career prospects. It also provides the following: Requirement of qualification for teachers, code of professional conduct for teachers, teaching hours, 6 hours of classroom teaching maximum load, additional compensation, 25% of the regular remuneration, health and injury benefits through the GSIS, 1 year study leave, sabbatical leave. After 7 years of continuous teaching, the teacher should receive 60% of the monthly salary. 1 raise salary increase upon retirement basis computing the retirement fee. Freedom to form organization. So, kahit may ganito na tayo, no? Ito talaga masasabi natin na okay na kasi may kulang pa din. May mga teacher nga na nagrarally pa rin kasi nga may mga problema pa din about sa law na to. Pero nakakita ko naman sa mga government gumagawa naman sila ng way, like dun sa law ni Sara ngayon. Other teacher totoo sila about sa kukuha ng yung pagtanggal ng mga chart, yung mga design sa wall, yung mga ganon. Pero on my side naman, helpful naman yun para makasave yung teacher kasi sa school premises kasi diba tayo naman mga teacher yung naggumagastos para mag-provide ng mga pang display, diba? Di lang natin alam siguro for now. Siguro as time pass by, makikita naman natin kung may improvement ba yung nagawang law or kung magiging beneficial ba to sa atin as teachers. Anyways, Indonesian Republic Act number 1079 na tayo. Approved on June 15, 1959. It provided that civil service eligibility shall be permanent and shall have no time limit. Eligibility. Halimbawa, as ikaw driver ka, may license ka na. So, have rights na magturo na, no? Ngayon kasi, tayo as teachers, diba, may license tayo, so may rights na tayo na magturo. Pero lastly, Republic Act number 6655, known as the Free Public Secondary Education Act of 1988. It was approved on May 26, 1988 and provided for free public secondary education to all qualified citizens and promote quality education at all level. Quality education is importante talaga yan for the development of the school. No tuition or other fee shall be collected except fees related to membership in school community such ID, student organization, and publication. So, nabibigyan na ng free education yung secondary level o high school. Nabibigyan tayo ng opportunity free na mag-aral. Malilesen na yung problem financially ng parents, ganon. Non-payment of this shall not hinder student from enrollment or graduation. Nationalization of all public secondary schools, Section 7. Student who fails in majority of his academic subjects for 2 consecutive years could no longer avail of their program. So, hanggang dun lang po. So, that's all for my report and I hope may natutunan kayo or may naintay kayo sa report ko. Thank you for listening.